Hey Pack, here I am again talking about more popcorn. So in this video, I want to address the positives and some of the obstacles of doing what we call take orders for popcorn. And then I'm also going to just address online sales a little bit. Those are pretty direct, so there's not a whole lot to say about them. But let's talk about take orders first. So these are the orders that you would either record in the app or on your paper order form where you don't necessarily have the popcorn in your hand. So let's get the obstacles out of the way first, because I know that there is a giant expensive elephant in the room. Probably the most hindering obstacle you're going to encounter with any of these methods of selling popcorn is the price of the popcorn. People are so happy to fork over $5 for a box of delicious Girl Scout cookies. And sometimes when it comes to selling those Girl Scout cookies, we know people are even happy to fork over $20 for 4 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, right? When it comes to selling a $20 bag of popcorn, it's not as easy. People look at a single bag of popcorn and they're like, why does this cost so much? I said it myself the first time. You're going to encounter people who complain about it, who question it. It's just going to happen. It is not a maybe. You will hear it. However, what you need to know about the actual financials of what happens is going to help not only your mindset, but help explain to some of these people who want to debate about what is happening with the money. So for each $5 box of Girl Scout cookies that is sold by our sister organization, Girl Scouts make about 50 cents. They have to sell quantity, a huge quantity, to help their groups get the money that they need to run their meetings and do their things. For each $10 that we spend on popcorn, $3.50 of that comes back to our pack directly. $3.50 per $10 to our pack directly. That is huge. That pays for 2 belt loops per kid, or for 1 kid, I should say. So out of that $10 also, 73% of that actually stays with local scouting. So past the 35% that comes back to us, the other 38, 40-ish percent goes to scouting in Michigan. What this means for our scouts locally is that they're using this money to help do upgrades to the Cub Scout camps and put on different programs and things like that that go through our council, pay for training for volunteers, and basically support our organization. So when you think about it in terms with that, Girl Scouts are getting 10% on their box of cookies. Scouts are getting 73% back to them, which is huge. It is a huge difference. So yes, the $20 bag of popcorn is a harder sell, but here's what I need you to do. Your biggest tool in combating this whole stigma behind the expensive popcorn is to completely forget that you are selling popcorn. That's right, I said it. It is not about the popcorn. This fundraiser is about selling scouting. When you can forget that you're selling a $20 bag of popcorn and start thinking about it in terms of raising funds for Cub Scouts by taking donations that result in your customers getting something in return, the more smoothly this will go. So go back to think about those skills that I told you your scouts will be learning. Do you think that Girl Scouts slinging $5 boxes of cookies for 50 cents that people put like literally no brains into buying are learning a whole lot? Probably not. Our scouts are definitely going to learn a lot more than they do through this process. So let's get down to the benefits of taking orders for popcorn. My first suggestion when you get started is to have a conversation with your family and scout about who you can take orders from. Relatives, friends, neighbors, coworkers. These are all great options for these take orders. They're very easy to get to. It's a passive way of selling popcorn. You can leave the order form in the lunchroom at work. You can email it out to your contacts. You can talk to grandma about it on the phone. Your biggest supporters with take orders are likely to be the people who are close to you in your life and who love you and love your scout and who would buy anything from you to help support your scout in their goals. Make sure you're asking them. All you can do is ask them, but make sure you're asking them. And better yet, make sure your scout is actually the one asking them. It's so much harder for somebody to say no to a cute kid than it is for them to say no to you, particularly when they're in their uniform. So one thing that people often forget about taking orders is that we live in this amazing world where social media is at the forefront of our daily lives. I know that not everyone uses social media and not everyone is inclined to put their kid out there. But if this is something you consider and you're okay with, it can be such an awesome tool for these take orders. So let me start by telling you what doesn't work about social media. You posting a picture of the order form on your Facebook page and saying, AJ's selling popcorn for Cub Scouts, would you consider buying some from me? Is not going to work. You may get a sale or two from that, but long term, it's not sustainable. These are going to be the same people who you could make a phone call to that are going to buy the popcorn anyways. So what makes social media effective? First, the best thing you can do is to get your scout to make a personal video that you can post to your Facebook or Instagram or whatever, asking people to support them. Dress them up, prep them, have them talk about why they love Cub Scouts, why they want to be involved in Cub Scouts, what they're hoping to accomplish in Cub Scouts, and why they're doing this fundraiser. Coach them to say things like, I really want to be a leader and learn new skills. My goal is to help pay my way to summer camp so that I can experience things like archery, cooking, and making new friendships. People will eat that up more than they are going to eat this popcorn. Second, don't just post one time. Make multiple videos, think about doing weekly updates, and the reason behind it is the more exposure you get, the more people are going to consider what is happening in your household and how they can support you. I guarantee that as this sale goes on, if you're communicating with your kid about how proud you are and what an awesome job they're doing, they're going to get more excited and motivated about it, and they want to talk about it. They're going to love making these videos. They're going to share it with your friends and family. And it's going to help those family and friends get more excited about it too. Take photos of your scouts doing storefront sales or working around the neighborhood and post those. Passively post those and tell people, my scout's working so hard, I'm so proud of them. Let those people see that they're working hard and are committed to this adventure. I'm going to share a real life story about how this worked for our family. The last time we actively sold popcorn was 2 years ago, and that was the year that I became the popcorn colonel. So I was really proud of what our family was accomplishing. I was proud of my kid, and I made several posts like this throughout the popcorn season. At the time, we gained the sales from those that were kind of expected from cousins and aunts and uncles and neighbors and things like that. And I didn't really think a whole lot about it. So earlier this week, Nick and I had an appointment with our mortgage person, and I am connected with that person on Facebook. And no, for the record, we are not moving. We just refinanced our house to save ourselves some percentage and a couple of years off of our mortgage. Anyways, so during this appointment, I was doing what I do, and I was talking about how, the start of the school year has been crazy, and we've got all of this stuff going on and family obligations, and we've got preschool to contend with now and fourth grade and driving back and forth to school, and everything's crazy, and I've been planning scouts, and now we're in the midst of selling this popcorn, and life is crazy. And to my surprise, our mortgage broker said to me, oh yeah, I remember 2 years ago when your kid was selling popcorn. He was so proud of himself, and I loved seeing all of those updates, and it makes me so happy to see a little person being this excited about something. Can I please have a link to buy some popcorn? Completely unexpected. This is a person that I would not have even made a personal phone call to say, hey, mortgage broker, do you want to buy my kids popcorn? No. But because I had posted those things on Facebook 2 years ago, she remembered that. Now, because it was a crazy day and I had a million things going on, I completely forgot to send her the link, didn't really think twice about it. Do you know, the next morning I got an email from her, not asking me for bank statements, but asking me how she can buy popcorn. So you never know where you're going to get these sales. Just think about what you're posting, how you're posting it, and who you can be talking to. So think about the people in your lives that you can ask, and urge your kid to get involved with making these videos or creating personal notes, things like that. You never know who's going to buy popcorn. Happy selling!